Hi Trumpets, we are on number 36, a tisket, a tasket. Before we get started with the exercise, I'd like you to look up at that yellow rectangle box that says pickup notes, because in order to play a tisket, a tasket, number 36, you need to know what a pickup note is, because guess what? There's one in the song. So let's read this together. A pickup note is one or more notes that comes before the first full measure. The beats of pickup notes are subtracted from the last measure. So you're probably thinking right now, holy moly, Miss Mude, why are we talking about math and music? Well, if you didn't know, math and music go hand in hand, okay? If you remember and think back to the beginning of the year, we did some musical math where you had to add notes together and you were tested on it. So music and math are very much, they go hand in hand. So what it's telling you is that a pickup note comes before the first full measure. Go ahead and look at number 36. You'll notice a yellow arrow pointing to the first note G, and it says pickup note. That G is a pickup note because it happens before the first full measure, all right? You see the G, and then there's a bar line, and then you have a whole measure, okay? If you look at the time signature, which are those numbers right next to the G and right next to the treble clef, okay? It has 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom. That tells you how many beats you get in a measure and what note gets the beat. The 4 up top means you get 4 beats in a measure. The 4 down below means the quarter note gets the beat, okay? Because there are 4 quarters in a dollar. That's how you can remember that. So what it's telling you is that a full measure in this exercise gets 4 beats. But because there's that pickup note, the last measure only gets 3 beats, okay? Because that quarter note, pickup note is 1 beat, and then you add that on to the last measure to get 4 full beats, okay? I know that's really confusing, and we didn't learn about that much in class, but you do need to know that to be able to play this exercise, and we'll hopefully get to talk about it more in future exercises so you can kind of get more comfortable and familiar with it, okay? So let's go ahead and start the exercise. If you haven't already, pause the video and write in your note letter names. Awesome. Now that you have written in your note letter names, we are going to get started with the exercise. You'll notice that the exercise, again, starts on G, so you have to make sure that your lips are a little bit tighter and blowing faster air than if you were starting on C. The second thing is there's a breath mark in measure 2 halfway in the measure. That usually doesn't happen, does it? No, it doesn't happen. Usually we see a breath mark after a measure. But in this exercise, we're seeing it halfway in between a measure, which is really weird, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to play from the beginning up until that breath mark. So you're going to play G, G, E, F, G. Let me get warmed up real quick so I'm making sure I'm playing the right note. All right, there's the G. All right, if you need to find the G just like Miss Mude did, go ahead. All right, let's get started. I'm going to only give you 3 counts. I'm going to say 1, 2, go, and then we're both in. Because I can't say 1, 2, ready, go because of that pickup note. All right, so I'm just going to say 1, 2, go. Got it? All right. 1, 2, go. And then you took that breath mark. It is a little awkward because we're not used to breathing right there. However, that's what it tells us to do, so we have to do it, right? The other thing I want you to pay attention to is making sure that you are playing those half notes for 2 beats, okay? Because half notes get 2 beats, and you want to make sure you're playing them for the amount of time that you're supposed to, which again, 2 beats. All right, let's try that again together from the beginning. 1, 2, go. Breath mark. Next we have E, F, G, G, E, A, G, E. So E is 1 and 2, E is 1 and 2, F is 1, G is 0, no fingers, and then we have E, 1 and 2. A, you're going to blow harder and faster air, or not harder, you're going to tighten your lips, blow faster air to be able to go from E to A, which is the same fingering, 1 and 2. Then we have G, which is no fingers, open, or 0. And then we have E, which again is 1 and 2. All right, so let's start on E. 1. I'm going to say 1, 2, ready, go. And we'll start on that E right after the breath mark, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. And then we have a rest. That is a quarter rest, so it gets 1 beat. Just like a quarter note gets 1 beat, a quarter rest also gets 1 beat. I know you're getting tired of me saying numbers and how many beats each note gets, but I'm sorry. I won't change. All right, let's do that one more time. Right after the breath mark, we're playing E, F, G, G, E, A, G, E, but not that fast. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. All right, now let's try putting the entire first 4 measures together. So beginning to where we just stopped. 1, 2, starting at the beginning. 1, 2, go. Awesome. And again, like I said in the last video, thank you for bearing with me. I'm not the best of brass players, but you are the best of students, so we do it for each other, right? We're going to do that one more time. Did you notice how awkward that felt to take a breath halfway in between, like halfway during measure 2? It felt awkward, but if you listen to the melody, which is what we're playing and what you sing for a Tuskada Tasket, it makes sense, okay? Because you don't want to take a breath when you're singing certain words. So if we were say, I don't even know the words, but a Tuskada Tasket, and then you take a breath, that would be a little bit awkward, right? So you want to make sure that you're taking a breath where it says to take a breath because there's a reason behind it. All right, let's try it one more time. Measures 1 through 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, go. Rest. All right, I'm gonna clear up my spit valve real quick. If you want to do that too, that's fine. I got a lot of spit in here, but that's what happens when you play a brass instrument, right? All right, next, measures 5 and 6. It's F, F, D, D, F, F, D, half notes. So we're playing the same notes over and over again. Let's do that together. 1, 2, ready, go. And if you're like Miss Mude and you didn't get that F right away, let's try it again together. See if we can get it this time. 1, 2, measures 5 and 6, go. And then a breath. Now we're back to our regular breathing after the measure is done. And then the last 2 measures are G, F, E, D, E, C, which is open, 1, 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 2, open. All right, let's try the last 2 measures together. 1, 2, ready, go. Awesome. And you're probably going to want to hold that C for longer at the end, but we're only supposed to hold it for 1 count. So just make sure not to hold it past 1 count. Let's do the last 2 measures one more time. 1, 2, ready, and go. Awesome sauce. Now that we have practiced the entire song, let's go ahead and start from the beginning. All right, again, I told you I'm gonna count you in for 3 counts. I'm gonna say 1, 2, go, instead of 1, 2, ready, go. And you're gonna play through the entire exercise. 3 things to keep in mind. Make sure you're playing the half notes for the amount of time you're supposed to. Make sure you're playing that last C for just 1 count, okay? Make sure you're taking the breath marks when it tells you to take the breath marks and not when you want to take the breath marks. And make sure that you're blowing faster air and you're tightening your lips for the higher notes, okay? Get it, got it, good. Let's do this thing. 1, 2, beginning, 2, go. we play it, I would like for you to choose 2 things that you think you can work on to improve. For Miss Mude, I think that I can improve on playing the notes how they are supposed to be played. So maybe so what I'm doing wrong is that some of the notes are either too high or too low when they're supposed to be kind of in the middle. So I need to work on that, playing the notes how they're supposed to be played. And I also need to work on not taking too many breaths, okay? Because sometimes I feel like I'm out of breath and I'm going to pass out, but I promise you won't pass out. So if you're having the same problems as me, definitely work on those. Think of 2 things, and let's try to implement that or put that into the next time we play it, which is now. 1, 2, go. Awesome sauce. And if you notice, the only time I messed up was at the end, the last note, okay? So I did get better at what I thought I should get better at, which was the breath marks, making sure to take them when they're supposed to be taken, and then also making sure to play the notes as I'm supposed to and not overblow them or undershoot them, okay? So that's the goal. You always want to get better each time you play at least 1 or 2 things, okay? So that is number 36, A Tisket, a Tasket. Join me next time for number 37, Loud and Soft, where we learn about something called dynamics. All right, bye.